Okay, the Super Bowl's coming tomorrow, as you know. Tinkerbell Tom Brady calls BS, bullshit on Chiefs refs favoritism, conspiracy theories before the Super Bowl. I mean, that fraud benefited from hiding behind referees, so he's just protecting the bullshit NFL league. I mean, not long ago, this fraud was complaining that Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs get favorable calls. I mean, the guy's flip flopping all over the place. I think it's just all BS. It's just a bunch of noise, Brady said. The refs have very challenging jobs to do. I'm very happy Twitter didn't exist during the Tuck Rule game. Yeah, cause you cheated, you punk. Tinkerbell Brady on Zionist Fox News. Figures. Can't trust the mainstream. There's some brainwashed people in the comment section. Yeah, right. Tinkerbell Brady and that dopey Snoop Dogg to combat anti-Semitism. Donald Trump wants that end racism thing gone in the Super Bowl. I mean, a lot of people are tired of hearing about racism, I know. But what about this anti-Semitism nonsense we keep hearing about, too? But of course, Trump ain't gonna say anything about that, though.
I hate you because we're from different neighborhoods.
I hate you because you look different.
I hate you because I don't understand you.
I hate you because people I know hate you.
I hate you because I think you hate me.
Because I need someone to blame.
Because you talk different.
Because you act different.
Because you're just different. Man, I hate that things are so bad that we have to do a commercial about it.
Me too.
Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism has aired its Super Bowl commercial 2025 featuring Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady. No reason to hate. Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady face off in this commercial. They are sharing common reasons why people say they hate each other. The Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism says that these reasons for hate are as ridiculous as they sound. Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism is one of the advertiser of Super Bowl 2025. Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady featured in this Super Bowl commercial. What do you think about Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism and its Super Bowl commercial?
If you haven't already subscribed our channel, hit the like button and turn on the notifications.
You want to see some hate? Check out what some of those rabbis have to say. Like Rabbi Yaron Rubin, calling everybody goyim. I mean, we got big name channels here. Big corporate shills like Pat McAfee. Over 2 million subscribers. He's in the mainstream. I mean, even they're telling the sheep a lot of this bullshit is rigged, man. Even them. And people still aren't seeing it, man. The only thing that could bring down the NFL is if it really is rigged. It is rigged. It is. I'm not even going to watch the videos, probably flip-flopping all over the place like they usually do, but a lot of you sheep out there, I know you forget though, but this punk Brady a few weeks ago was talking about how referees favored Pat Mahomes, and now he's saying it's bullshit. He's flip-flopping all over the place. Offensive players need to protect themselves. When quarterbacks become running backs and they're out of the pocket, they should lose their protection. In essence, we're trying to say we're trying to protect the quarterbacks, but coaches are calling more quarterback runs than ever in the history of the game. So who's protecting the quarterback? So he's flip-flopping. This guy's so full of shit, and you sheep. Oh, he's the GOAT. Bunch of morons. Just a few weeks ago, Tinkerbell Brady was talking about this right here.
Here's the one back in the first quarter that instead of a 3 and out with a hit to the chest, it was called a foul by Clay Martin. They didn't pick it up. And then this one is thrown from behind the play, which is where Martin is. And really, it was the two Houston defenders who were hitting each other, and Mahomes barely got touched.
And here's another bullshit call that helped Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs steal it from the Texans.
It was an intentional thing by Mahomes to try and draw a flag. Well, he just blatantly tried to draw one right after. Watch this. You see him right here. He's dead to rights, essentially. And the Texans aren't tackling him because, like, they don't want to get a flag, right?
You see, and I made a video like a month or two ago about this, how defenders are afraid to tackle Pat Mahomes because they don't want to get penalized. Yeah.
That are going to just let him walk out of bounds. But watch him slow down and basically just stand until he gets pushed and then just flops. I mean, it's just, listen, Mahomes, he's the best quarterback in the world. He doesn't need to do this. He literally makes like one of the best plays I've ever seen immediately after this for a touchdown. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm not a Mahomes hater. You've seen me defend the Chiefs on plenty.
All right, I don't agree with a lot of things this guy says, this commentator. He tries to act like there's nothing going on. Like, no, the league favors Mahomes, though. I mean, come on. I don't think Mahomes... I think Mahomes fell down on purpose just so he can get that penalty flag. So if you play the Kansas City Chiefs, whether it's the Baltimore Ravens or Buffalo Bills next week, don't expect a fair game. Okay, I'm seeing some pretty good comments here in the comment section. Sounds like people are waking up. They're waking up here. 10, 15 years ago, I was like in the minority on YouTube. Small minority that thought the league was rigged, but it's not. Here, look at this comment. It's not the calls. It's the timing of calls. They all seem to give KC an automatic first down. Yeah. If the NFL is not rigged, then why does every sports pundit have to go on the air once a week and defend the integrity of the league? Yeah, exactly. A league owned by billionaires can't hire full-time referees. Yeah, NFL working on damage control. People are waking up here. Listening to people who are paid by sports betting sites tell you that you noticing increasingly sketching officiating after the sports betting sites gotten better with the NFL is peak gaslighting. Yeah. And then you got these sheep. Bro has his tinfoil hat on. Watch out. Of course, not everybody's gonna wake up, man. Greeny is paid by these betting sites, and yet the NFL won't hire full-time refs. Yeah, no, come on. Problem isn't just sports betting, it's that sports betting platforms are allowed to sponsor the leagues which they facilitate. That's conflict of interest. Yep, where both the betting platforms and the league to stand to benefit from controlling outcomes. It's not complicated. Follow the money. Here's another sheep. It's stupid motherfuckers. Phil is registered as sports entertainment as well. Alright, this video I made about a month ago, talking about what Jalen Hurts needs to do. Can't just stay in that bullshit pocket like that stupid sports media keeps saying, man. Sounds like they just don't want this type of quarterback to win. Yards. I mean, in 2022, when they went to the Super Bowl last year, and even 2021, when they got to the playoffs without any star receivers, with Jalen Hurts as starting quarterback, his best throws was when he left the pocket. Here, watch.
Now the one for Devontae Smith. Hurts floats it down the sideline, right on cue. Devontae Smith with a nice block from Pereira. And they'll mark him down inside the 10.
He scrambled a little bit outside the pocket. That's when Jalen Hurts is most dangerous. He's got to do more of that. But at least they're winning, though. These fans need to just stay quiet a little. Now you're going to see, I'm going to show you a few highlight clips of Russell Wilson back in 2013. A lot of his best passing plays was also when he left the pocket. Here, watch. Let him scramble around. Scramble, look at that. Look at that. Scramble around. Okay, he ran on that one. But looks to pass first. That's when Jalen Hurts was doing in 2022, playing more like the younger Russell Wilson. Okay, around a year or two ago, I made a video talking about why Jalen Hurts needs to continue to run and scramble. And I put Hall of Famer Tim Brown would agree. Now watch what Tim Brown here says.
Go on the football field, and from that standpoint, when you watch what RG3 and Cam Newton and these guys did when they initially got in the league, you have to be able to continue that. And the problem is that at some point these guys think that they can be drop-back quarterbacks, and they're not drop-back quarterbacks. You know, when I interviewed Cam Newton and when he was at Auburn, he told me when he drops back, he envisions himself being Peyton Manning. I was like, good boy. You're a lot of people, but Peyton Manning's not one of them. You know, but in their mind, that's what they believe. So what ends up happening is they come in the league and they do their thing initially, and then they think they can go to drop back, and they can't. You know, so they have to be who they are, and yeah, that means you're not going to play 15 years in the NFL. You're going to get 7, 8, maybe 9 years in the NFL, and that's going to be your career, but you're going to have a heck of a legacy because you would have changed the way the quarterback position is played. So, but they're not doing that. They think, okay, well, let me drop. Well, you're going to be out the league even quicker. RG3, it has some issues right now. I mean, if he doesn't play well the rest of the year, and he looks like he may get a chance to play this weekend, if he doesn't play well the rest of the year, and somebody give him one more year, but if he doesn't play well then, he'll be out on the street after 4 years.
Mr. Raider said it. We going.
Okay, this was the Super Bowl a few years ago. They got robbed, man. The field was all wet. Now, the Eagles are a team that relied on blitzing a lot, man. They couldn't get those blitzes going. They were wearing the wrong shoes. I mean, it looks suspicious, man. And that bullshit call at the end of the game, that was no passing interference, man. Then you see Kermit the Frog, like Tinkerbell Brady, go cry to the refs, and the refs listen to his ass. Some bullshit, man. What would help if the Eagles deck Mahomes, but he's a golden boy. I mean, this is why the league is borderline WWE, man. I mean, you're not even allowed to hit a lot of the golden boy quarterbacks. You can't touch Pat Mahomes. But that C.J. Stroud guy a few weeks ago, man, he was getting decked hard. I mean, I saw him take hits that were not allowed on Tinkerbell Brady or Pat Mahomes. I mean, it's bullshit, man. How the referees favor this bullshit Chiefs team. So, I'm not expecting the Eagles to win. I'm a big Eagles fan, but I'm not expecting them to win. I think the Eagles are the better team, far superior team. They can beat this stupid team, but it's WWE, man. It's rigged. And for years, this punk Mahomes has been getting away with these bullshit calls, man. I mean, this season he was caught saying to one of the referees, "Can you let me know when a defender's behind him?" I mean, come on. And you got all these brainwashed sheep out here that just can't see it, man. I mean, it's bullshit. Swifties. Then you got that punk Kelsey advertising that COVID vax. I mean, it's all, but you can't talk about that on YouTube, man. You wind up losing your whole account if you talk about that COVID vax. If your views are not like the views are different from what the mainstream media tells you. Can definitely beat this team. This team is not that good. Houston should have won. Look at this punk. Look at that punk dancing like that. Now I'm going to show you all the clips, a lot of the clips, proving this Mahomes, Kermit the Frog, is the new Tinkerbell Brady and hides behind referees. I'm going to show you those clips again. Just the way the sheep will never wake up, though.
So the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes finally have a loss. Now the reason why I think they lost is because a lot of people are noticing the referees are favoring the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes. Roger Goodell realizes the people aren't quite as dumb as he was hoping they are. I still think the Kansas City Chiefs will three-peat. I still think they're going to be the first team to three-peat. It's just that perfect season is gone now. And unfortunately, I think more people are going to be dumb enough to believe that Mahomes and Kansas City's Chiefs three-peat is going to be legit, despite he gets bullshit calls like this all the time.
The referees rigged the Baltimore Ravens Kansas City Chiefs championship game. The refs made many questionable calls during the AFC championship game, but some of the worst ones were a ticky-tacky roughing the passer call on Jadeveon Clowney, and when Chiefs corner Joshua Williams grabbed Odell Beckham Jr. not once, but twice, and the referees didn't throw a flag on an obvious pass interference penalty. But maybe I'm reaching here, because Zay Flowers was flagged for taunting after pushing L'Jarius Sneed off of him and spinning the ball. Which might seem bad, but the Chiefs were pretty much taunting the Ravens all game long, even before the game started, when Travis Kelce tossed Justin Tucker's helmet and tee away, which resulted in zero consequences. During the infamous Lamar Jackson interception into triple coverage, Isaiah likely got pushed in the back a whole second before the ball arrived, and then got tackled in the middle of a route, which resulted in the refs once again keeping their flags in their pockets. This game had a lot of questionable calls, which is making fans.
So the reason you guys won the Super Bowl wasn't because of your outstanding defense. It was because that's the way it was predetermined. That's what you're.
Well, I mean, if our defense was so outstanding, why we couldn't beat the Saints that year? Saints beat us twice. So why did the Oakland Raiders say we're gonna go in with the Saints game plan? Because they had Deuce McCall, they ran the ball down our throat. Why didn't they come in and say we're gonna do the same thing?
All right, D.
Now there's no more on the talk.
Well, we don't know what else to say.
We're just caught off guard a little bit. That's all.
A little bit.
To be honest with you.
Let's talk about the fact that the Lions made Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders give back money, but they traded Matthew Stafford when he wanted to be.
Yeah, well, hey.
Okay, Kermit the Frog, Pat Mahomes asking the referees for help, man. Like I've been saying, the league favors him.
Being crunched right there by Brandon Jones. New starter for the Broncos comes from the Dolphins. Gain of 2, flag thrown on the play.
Can you let me know if he's close?
Yes, Patrick.
He's asking the official. Right, he's asking the official, hey, can you let me know when the guy's close to hit me? Come on. I don't know if I've ever heard that.
No, but I love it.
I never asked an official, hey, can you tell me when the defense is getting close?
Out of the tackle box. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 94. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
That is a dagger right there.
Christian Wilkins. McDaniel's furious. He's got his hat off. He's screaming at Brad Rogers.
Clearly out of the pocket, throws it across the line of scrimmage. That's how they call roughing the passer in 2024. What do you think, Terry?
Justin Houston was looking for a holding call here.
Probably should have gotten one.
No doubt. And it's the two steps that the officials was.
I'm going to show a clip of Patrick Mahomes. This guy is definitely the new fairy boy Brady type. Now, I do think Pat Mahomes is far more talented than Brady. If Brady played in another area, he wouldn't last the season. But Mahomes is a much better athlete, big arm by Pat Mahomes and all that. But he's definitely being favored by refs, man. NFL is bread and circuses, man. A lot of this shit is rigged. So just check out this clip.
He's had to be patient. Broncos with four-man rush, get nowhere near him. This is Williams out of the backfield. What a good story.
Must have been really late. Oh, he put his left hand up into the face. And I think Mahomes looked around and said, "Well, what's this all about?" It was two things: how late it was, and then the hand up in.
Roll the tape.
I'm sorry to say this. I don't think he's been that good from the get-go. I think what we've had here is a little social concern in the NFL. I think the media has been very desirous that a black quarterback do well. We're interested in black coaches and black quarterbacks doing well. I think there was a little hope invested in McNabb, and he got a lot of credit for the performance of this team that he really didn't deserve.
Donovan McNabb had a better Super Bowl than you thought. This article's from January 29th, 2018, 13 years after the Super Bowl. All right, the Eagles wanted to show a tape to Mike Pereira, the vice president of officiating, talking about the late hits McNabb took. Shots that definitely would not have been allowed on Fairy Boy Tom Brady in this league that's registered as sports entertainment. First, he didn't take it seriously. The Eagles' assistant coach, John Harbaugh, who's now the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. Then we showed him the tape, and he could not believe the shots Donovan took out of bounds and late in the game. The whole thing was to hit Donovan and hurt him. Talking about how the referee's favoring Brady. So the referees were in on it. Oh yeah, bullshit league, man. Bullshit league. Now I'm going to show you why Perry is full of shit. Now this is an article from 2011. 6 years after that Super Bowl. Fox Sports analyst Mike Pereira has been a busy guy of late. Was apparently offended by Eagles quarterback Mike Vick when he said, basically what he said when referees favor other quarterbacks over others. Oh yeah, Perry is so full of shit. Here Perry mentions McNabb and how the Eagles always complain about their quarterback taking a lot of late hits. And Perry acts like he never saw that 2005 tape, that Super Bowl. Yeah, the guy's full of shit. The league is rigged. They got their favorites. Oh yeah, Perry is so full of shit, just like Roger Goodell.
Can we still blame Norv Turner for the Chargers choke job last night?
I was thinking about Norv Turner during yesterday's game because as they collapsed at the end, I imagine Norv Turner was the happiest person in football, saying, see, it's not my fault. And then I remembered Norv Turner can't be the happiest person in football. He's the offensive coordinator with Brandon Whedon as his quarterback.
Yeah, but you know something about the Chargers and choking? It kind of started before Norv Turner because they had Marty Schottenheimer before that, right? So maybe they were just getting the wrong guys, and now Mike McCoy has inherited all those ghosts. Or we have a continuation of one of the more maddening, confusing things, which is the fall of Phillip Rivers, which has taken course over the last, 2 seasons, give or take? Yeah, he threw 4 touchdown passes. He also completed less than half of his passes. When did this happen and why? Because it's not like he's 39 years old.
Phillip Rivers, he looks 39. He moves like he's 39. And Phillip Rivers has to be looking at Colin Kaepernick and saying, oh my God, I'm endangered and I'm about to become extinct. My kind of quarterback isn't going to be here 10 years from now.
Yes, it will. That kind of quarterback, they make sure it doesn't go away.
What are you trying to say, Bomani?
I'm saying when Michael Vick came around, they changed the rules to make slow quarterbacks more valuable than they'd ever been before. They're not about to get rid of the Phillip Rivers of the world no time soon. Yeah, I'm saying that too.
Saying what?
Tickets have to be sold.
Get to your point. Say it. Say it.
Hey, they about to let these white dudes get extinct? Are you kidding me?
Finally, we got it out of it.
What? Hold on.
Don't beat around it. Just say it.
Why didn't you say it?
Because you made the point.
And you know, and you knew it was the same thing. You act like they about to be like, you know what? We got a few too many white dudes out here playing quarterback. We can't do it. They ain't just gonna let that happen. Playing fair.
Roger Staubach was a clean-cut guy who played fast and loose, and that didn't sit well with his head coach, Tom Landry.
He didn't like a running quarterback. He didn't think that was what a quarterback did. Landry wanted a true, drop-back quarterback, but that wasn't Roger Staubach. And sometimes I just ran because I knew I could get the first down.
See what Staubach has up his sleeve on 3rd and 3.
I would tell him that, but he'd say, well, you're not supposed to do that.
In Staubach's second season, the Cowboys couldn't decide between drop-back passer Greg Morton, number 14, and Roger the Dodger.
Roger the Dodger doing his thing, scrambling.
At first, they alternated starts. By mid-season, they were alternating plays.
And, Craig and I kind of looked at each other and said, I just hear, who was that? It was not one of Coach Landry's great moments. One would come out, one would go in, we get the play, and it was like 2 ships passing the night.
Talk about a mobile quarterback.
He made a decision, he came in the next week, he said, my starting quarterback's going to be Roger Staubach.
Staubach got back to pass, that's up, With our number 6 quarterback as the number 1 guy, Dallas didn't lose another game that year.
Rodgers' reckless style made him a high-risk quarterback, someone who sacrificed his body for 6 points.
Before, when he was younger, he would scramble just to get away from trouble, and then he'd try to run over a linebacker or something. He got to where he was just still scrambling just as much, but he usually ended up trying to find somebody open and throwing it.
He had the ability to make people miss, move around.
All of a sudden, it looked like somebody was getting ready to hit him, and boom, he'd be going the other way.
He had athletic ability, he had running ability. He was a playmaker. He had a big heart, big leader. He did whatever he had to do to win.
He runs, he does, he throws. Cowboys win.
And I don't think Coach Landry ever really liked scrambling quarterbacks. But after he saw Roger do it for about 7 or 8 years, I think he understood. When we finally won the Super Bowl, I think he bought into me.
Look at that late hit on Troy Aikman. No penalty flag. That's real football right there. yeah, hit the quarterback, man. Hit the quarterback. The Eagles definitely got a chance in the Super Bowl as long as they hit Mahomes, man. They're not playing Fairy Boy Brady, who you're not allowed to hit.
He's setting up. He fires, and it is intercepted. Jeremiah Trotter at the 15, at the 10-line. Touchdown, Jeremiah Trotter. On opening day of the 2000 season.
As long as the Eagles hit Mahomes, they can definitely win this game. They should win this game, but I don't trust the NFL. I'm gonna be annoyed if I see the Eagles defenders coming at Mahomes and they only give him a push like they do to that stupid Brady. That's what makes the difference, man. Like Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers said not that long ago, who admitted the league is rigged. He said the quarterback that is roughed up more, that's often the team that loses the game. They should be able to hit Mahomes. I'm going to be annoyed if they only push him though. Give him those love pushes like Brady and Peyton Manning got their whole career. Two safe guarded frauds. So the Eagles, they should win. They should be able to beat this team.
The Eagles sent a powerful message to the rest of the NFL.
2000
They
season.
destroyed the Dallas Cowboys 41-14 behind a dominating defensive performance and Deuce Staley's 201 rushing yards. This is unbelievable. Philadelphia's Veterans Stadium, because the city and its athletes share a burning, almost palpable desire to prove all doubters wrong. Going into their playoff game with the Bucks. Back long. He is diving. He is in. Touchdown, Eagles. Caught. Touchdown. The Eagles recorded 4 sacks on the Tampa Bay signal caller and held the Buccaneers under 200 yards of total offense. Tampa Bay, mustering only a field goal, fell victim to a defense that 6 times during the 2000 season did not allow their opposition to reach the end zone. And McNabb, liking what he had seen, put the finishing touches on the 21-3 playoff masterpiece. McNabb, back, play action, fires, touchdown! But the Eagles are not satisfied.
We ain't happy with just being here, baby. We're trying to win this thing. We're going for it all, baby. We're going it all. Brand new socks and drum.
But yeah, as long as they hit Kansas City Chiefs, Pat Mahomes, I think Philadelphia could beat them, and I think they could dominate them too. All right, that NFL Super Bowl was rigged. Bullshit football, man. Right, the photo of this man right here, that was the Eagles' best pass rusher. He's a 4'3" outside linebacker. He led the team in sacks with 16. But he didn't rush Mahomes at all. All the Eagles did was a 4-man rush on Golden Boy Pat Mahomes. I mean, they barely touched Mahomes. I remember when they got that late hit on him without a penalty, and then he injured his ankle a little bit. He had to kind of hop off the field. I mean, in the second half, the Eagles should have dialed up that blitz and then pounded him. But no, they got to pamper these golden boy quarterbacks, man. I mean, it's so fixed, man. It's so rigged, and the NFL's been calling off these rushes. I've been talking about that for years. Rush them down the middle. Play a little bump and run. Bump Kelsey, bump those receivers, and then rush them. I mean, Mahomes wasn't even as mobile because of the ankle injury, man. A few good hits, they could have maybe knocked him out. The NFL is such bullshit, man. This is your best pass rusher, and you don't use him. 16 sacks. 16 sacks, man. Led the team in sacks. And you don't use them. Just that 4-man rush nonsense. The NFL is fixed. It is registered as sports entertainment. And I know they're calling off these defenses, man. I know they're calling off bump and run and rush them down the middle. But no, they won't do it, man. They're paying these quarterbacks a lot of money too, man. $50 million a season. Talk about overpaid too. In this watered down NFL. Yeah, it's bullshit, man. It's registered as sports entertainment. And that's what it is. WWE Sports Entertainment. And that was a bullshit penalty flag. I mean, defensive backs, I mean, they always tug that jersey, man. And you got to call it at that time. Man, they wanted Kansas City to win. It's bullshit, man. It's such bullshit. It's such bullshit, this league.
Oh, you been new, huh? Yeah, I've been new. I can't just tell you that. I got to show you that.
They're still adding money to the program. So, and people were like, why are you saying this? You used to play. I'm like, yeah. I said, me speaking about this really goes against me. Like, my annuities and my portfolio is in the NFL. It's under NFL. So if they go down, my stuff goes down. But I feel like you guys' souls mean much to me. So you can see the bigger picture. So you don't have to argue it Wednesday at 3 p.m. with a fan that's a Patriots fan. Y'all guys cussing each other out. And it's not even, it's just all scripted. Like, you want me to say, it's like, I can't tell you if y'all was scripted when I was playing it, because I'm underneath that matrix where I'm just running my plays. But when you look at it outside of it, you see these calls that are being called don't make sense. You see the penalties that are happening. Like, so I want people to detach from making NFL football their idol and worshiping it all the time. I'm not trying to get people to pull back a little bit and see the bigger perspective in life.
I mean, y'all know all the X's and O's, man. I'm just sitting at home watching. I don't like to get into that because I don't believe the game is really decided on the field. So, I don't get into all the X's and O's and talking, man. Like I said, I played in the game. I set a Super Bowl record, and we knew every play they was running before the game started. So, hey, who am I to say?
Well, tell us about that week leading up to the Super Bowl, because that was the big thing. Bill Callahan was the Raiders coach at the time. Obviously, John Gruden had just come over. Tell us about that week of preparation leading up to the game and how it was executed by you guys. I mean, you could know which plays are coming. And
Tim Brown and Jerry Rice come out and say that they made them run John Gruden's offense.
Yes. Yep. It was his offense, and you guys knew exactly what was coming. Did you know every single play?
They didn't run that offense all year, though. Ain't it odd that you would run it when you're playing against us?
So did you guys know every play before the ball was snapped?
I'm just saying, man, the game ain't decided on the field. That's all I'm going to say.
So do you think the Bucs' original Super Bowl that you were a part of and won was illegitimate?
I think everyone there. Come on, man.
If you don't.
So the reason you guys won the Super Bowl wasn't because of your outstanding defense. It was because that's the way it was predetermined. That's what you're doing.
Well, I mean, if I
all right, so how do you see this game playing out? I guess it's you already told us, right? It's just depending on what Vegas wants it to be, right?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive? And when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor, he sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum.
H.G. Wells talked about it too. He talked about arenas. And he says arenas could be put up across the world for sports, for instance. Now at that time, sports was something that children, school children were into. Adults became adults and got onto adult things. So it was unimaginable at the time that people could actually believe that there's even a need for adult sports and entertainment, never mind having arenas built across the world. But he said we can do this, and foist basically a sports culture for the males. using a tribal system. We're all tribal to an extent. That's why we even bother to vote for a tribal leader. This is well understood. That's why we're supplied with these leaders. And because the average man...
He begins to throw the Christians to the lions, and he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world. All to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. I know men who don't know anything in the world except who plays third base for the Mets, and they think that's a great accomplishment. And they meet and pat each other on the back and bond and go have cocktails and talk about what this guy that plays third base for the Mets did in last night's game. It's sad.
We're all tribal to an extent. That's why we even bother to vote for a tribal leader. This is well understood. That's why we're supplied with these leaders. And because the average man was to become more disengaged from his own destiny as the expert class arose, it was decided that the males would get their outlet, basically, gradually becoming helpless as males, through sports. Therefore, they'd have a tribal team they could identify with. They could cheer them on as though they were winning. In their own personal lives, they were getting nowhere. They were getting disenfranchised, in a sense, as experts took over decision-making for them in all kinds of fields. So this was psychology at use, planned before they even implemented the sports. Sports used to only come out on Saturdays, and over a 10-year period, it gradually came on every night of the week. Until today, we have even sports channels, sports. So now you see guys who are sitting home, who are basically powerless at work. They have bosses who are sitting home, who are basically powerless at work. They have bosses. They're powerless on the roads. There's police and traffic wardens and cops watching them. They have no means to feel strong, and so they tend to watch sports as a substitute. They project themselves into a game which they never participate in, but as long as their team wins, they feel something's happening in their life that's positive and it's successful. It's a very good substitute for many, many things as far as the elite are concerned.